Now then peeps, welcome back to another video. I'm Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors. So today I thought I'd show you my full winter kit. Now this is what I take on 2 nights and 3 days up into the mountains. So it's not a sort of bushcraft kit, there'll be no sort of fires or all, just 2 nights, 3 days up in the mountains, doing a bit of hiking in winter conditions. So what I thought I'd do is, I'll show you around the pack and then we'll open up the top and work our way down. In fact, what I will start with is, I wear this on the front. Only recently I bought this because I just needed a little bit of extra, not extra space, I've got the space, need a little bit of extra accessibility to space while I'm hiking. So this just hooks on. If I spin this round, you need to watch out for this ice axe here. This just clips on to these little loops. And then it's got these elastic things which you can hook around your thing there. So that just chills there when I'm hiking. Really happy with that. I've only taken it on 2 trips so far, but yeah, love it. Right, spin this back round. So if we have a little delve into this, this is not waterproof. It's by a company called forgotten again what it stands for. Marathon summit. Poor sorry I do like it In the back there's this little netting pouch. Pull that out. Now this is weather dependent. Chances are I'm going to be wearing these from the off. These are just my Rab mittens, but they've got the fold over bit so you can detach the actual mitten part, which is good for filming. And put them on. Got your fingers free for using camera and that. And then as you're hiking, flap that over. Now they're not waterproof, but they are windproof. It just takes a bit of that chill off the fingers. So I really like them. So I just keep them in a dry bag, like I say, because it's not waterproof that, but chances are in winter I'm wearing them from the off. So I'll just chuck that in that netting. And then in the main bit I have, now if I fall I'm pretty knackered here, but I've got a woolly hat and my drone. So it's the DJI Mini 2. So I've got the drone in there. I just put it in that hat just to separate it a bit, but I don't always. So like I said, because that's not waterproof, I like to keep these in a dry bag. Roll that up a bit, a couple rolls, and whack that in. And then, bloody hell, the ice axe, lethal. In here I've just got a little cloth for cleaning like glasses and camera lenses. And then what I also usually put in here is just a couple of snacks just for while I'm walking. I've not actually got all yet for this trip. I'm going to do a quick Tezza's run, get stocked up. So yeah, you've got plenty of room in there, even with that drone and whatnot. So that's that. Don't know how I put it all away, so I'm going to do proper epic pictures. Right, sit mat, cheapo one, about £4. Really like that. Jungle Leopard, that's the brand, but they're just sort of, they're all generic, they're all the same, them sort of things. Now this big boy here is my ice axe. I can't remember the name. I've put a little sponge on top because there's a big ass spike there and I didn't want to catch it while I was closing bag and that. You can get them little rubber tips I think that go on top, but I'm not sure where you get them from or what to search. So I had a quick look. tip for loading your ice axe. If you've got these things at bottom, go downwards and then spin it round and then hook it in there. So that's the ice axe. Might have to have a little rejig. Probably got to move off the couch. We've got in here. That is a spare dry bag. Now there were a reason why I packed that in there and I really can't remember now. But anyway, it doesn't harm to have a spare dry bag. That was just in this stretchy pocket. In the other stretchy pocket, at the side. Oh, by the way, the bag is a Berghaus Panamax 70. So it's 70 litre. Proper winter size. So in that other side pocket, this is the bag that I got with the footprint for my tent. And in here, I have got snow pegs. So as you can see, they are jocker, them big boys. You can either bury them in like that, like you would, or you can dig right down if there's quite a lot of snow. Drop that in, you make a little t-shirt with your guy line, you drop that in, and then you pack it in tight, pack all the snow on top of that. And then you put your guy line through the middle. But it's just another option. It's best off having the options when you're going out in winter. What I'd highly recommend is delta pegs. So they go in the ground like that, straight down, and the more the wind pulls the tent on the peg, the harder these are to pull out. Delta pegs. So I've got 2 there, and then I've got 4 in a little Tezza's bag because they're filthy. I haven't cleaned them yet. I'll try not to take too long on this video, but it's nice just to give an updated version of all my kit, because it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I've got a lot more gear now, and it's winter, so obviously the equipment changes depending on the conditions. Now if there's not a drop of snow on the ground, I'm not going to take ice axe, but this is if obviously it's snowed. And these are my water bottles that I use. They fit perfectly in the front mesh on your straps. Got another one of those little cloths in the bottom. You can never have too many little cloths and that around about camp if you need to wipe something down or whatever. So these are ultralight sport bottle, Fly MTB. So I'm guessing that's mountain bike. Fly mountain bike, 750ml. So I've got 2 of them. 1.5 litre is usually good enough for me to have at any one time. And then just before I get to my location, at the last water source, I might fill my water filter bladder up. I've got 2.5 litres there. Definitely more than enough. Like I say, I try to keep 1.5 litres topped up whenever I can. I've got 2 whistles on here, you never know. That one's there just on a little keyring, and this one's on a elastic. Don't go mush. Smash it. Hip belt pockets. No, it's as good as a guess to you as it is to me. What's in it? So I've got a GoPro in there. So I don't do a lot of my filming on GoPro. I use my main camera that I'm using here. For really bad weather, obviously because of the waterproofness, it's good to have a GoPro. So I just keep that in there. Keep it charged up, obviously. And then in this one, I'm going to say nothing, but there's a bit of guy line there. It's because I wanted to make a little washing line in my tent, so I thought I'd pack a bit of line, a bit of rope, a bit of Dyneema and elastic. And I've also got some thinner gloves that I just usually keep in there so that I can wear them under my, where have they gone? Under my Rab gloves. In fact, I've got some proper cheap gloves with a finger cut off at end so that I can use my phone. If you're hiking up in the mountains and the weather comes, what you really want, quick access to is your waterproofs. So I started keeping them in the top pocket. I used to keep my electronics in here, but I don't anymore because I rarely need them whilst hiking. So in the top I've got my waterproof pants. These are just from Decathlon, but they're actually overpants, so you pull them over the top of your regular trousers, so you wouldn't just wear them on their own. Waterproof top. Now this again is by How do I not know what it stands for? Anyway, this is the Halo Schmock by So this only weighs 95 grams, so I'd say that's ultralight, so that goes with me on every trip no matter what the weather. Another thing you might need in the top of your kit is first aid kit. Would you believe there's someone at the door? How typical is that? I'm trying to do this in a one take. Back in a sec. Jeebus. Can you believe that, Try to do it in a one take. Right, where were I? Throw me off now. Oh, first aid kit. So I put that in the top because obviously you're going to need quick access to that. So I go through this shit. So I've not even used any of this yet, touch wood, which is good. Touch wood. Shit. Touch wood. Bandages. I'm not going to get all this out here. Paracetamols, Vaseline, some more sort of bandages, a few plasters, a Lemsip, that's out of date. Don't need it for winter, but tick remover. Couple more plasters. So just general shiz. Safety gloves, I don't know what they're going to be doing. I basically bought a first aid kit for £5 and then added a couple extra bits in it. But it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's first aid kit. The last thing in here is my water bottle for the filter and the filter itself, which is currently in a hot water bottle. So that's the filter itself, hot water bottle. You never know in winter, it's only a small one. But I just keep that in there because it just a bit of extra warmth for the filter, because you don't want your filters to freeze. It's not going to be as neat as the ones you see on Instagram, is it this? So there's a pocket in the top of the hood, whatever they're called, and then there's a pocket in the back as well. And then in here I've got, this is sort of my possibles bag and my sort of personal hygiene bag. So I've got toothpaste, toothbrush, hand wipes, shit roll, some more paracetamols. I've got some deep heat just in case, you never know, you might pull back. Just bits and bobs really in there. Like my puncture repair kit for mat and stuff, I hope I've got that in there. No, I'll put that down there for now. Then I've got a lighter, which you don't really need, but you never know in case the thingy goes on your stove, you know, the igniter. 2 ultralight sparks. I usually use one for eating with, one for just stirring coffees and whatever. Another lighter, and in here this should be my electronics. So we're talking extra batteries for the DJI Mini 2 drone. Then I've got my power bank. This is what I take on multi-day trips. It's a big old boy. It's an Anker. I think it's 26,000 milliamp hours. It's going to charge my phone and other bits and bobs plenty of times. So multi-day trips I take this, and then on a single night I might just take a 10,000 one, or maybe 2 10,000 ones. I don't know. I usually take this anyway. Don't mind that extra bit of weight, especially in winter. I'm not asked about the weight. And then I have one of each charger that I need, one of each wire. So the wire that fits my head torch, the wire that fits my phone, and then I've got them on a singular USB as well, so just like as a backup. I've got an iPhone, USB-C, and then a USB, whatever they are, mini, something or other. Head torch, I've got the Forclaz from Decathlon. Flex tail gear, mini pump 2X. Now this you've seen before, it acts as a pump, a light for my tent, just a little lantern, and then you know the deal with them. I've got a spare USB that goes in my iPhone, and it's just like a little extra bit of storage space. Quite good then. Another one of them little cloths to wipe the lenses and the glasses. If you've got glasses, you'll know you've got to keep them clean. Hand warmers. Stick a couple of these hand warmers in your sleeping bag like an hour before you go to sleep. You should see the difference. It's really, really warm. So they're good to have just in case as a backup. I rarely use them, but I have used them once. So if I'm getting to camp, you know I'm going to need my pegs. So my Delta pegs are in the side. So I've got them ready. And then in the bottom, I keep, it has a separate compartment at the bottom. Oh, I promise you I didn't line that up so it looked like that. I promise you I just shoved it in. Not even taken the label off. So my shelter is the Hilleberg Soulo black label. I'm yet to use this, so it'll be that it's maiden voyage the next time I go out. Honestly, absolutely made up over this. If you've seen my videos lately, you'll know that my last tent failed on top of Green Gable because I was unprepared, taking an unsuitable tent really to those sort of places and them sort of conditions. So that's my Hilleberg Soulo. I'm going to put this in a dry bag I think, because although it's a bulky tent, it squashes down reasonably small because I've separated the poles and pegs. So that's the big illy. What I'll do is I'll do like a first impressions video. I did one for my last tent, so just setting it up properly for the first time, seeing what I think of it, just initial impressions, you know, so look out for that. And then also in the bottom of here I've got an aluminium foil mat, so this just goes under my blow up mat. It adds a nice bit of protection to your mat and just an extra layer of warmth. And they really do make a difference then. So that's that. So that's the bottom of the bag completely done. That's all I keep in there. Before I used to keep my tent and tent poles in here, but I feel like by taking the poles out and having them standing up that way, it just distributes the weight, you know, the load. It distributes the load a little bit better, so you ain't got all the weight. So it is quite a heavy tent in the bottom. Drawstring cord at the top. A couple of porridge oats in there. So I've got that one and that one, sweet cinnamon, apple and blueberry. So they're just breakfasts really. So on the second day I'll have that. So after the first night, the second day I wake up I'll have that, and the third day I'll have that, vice versa, you know what I mean. So in the top of the bag, I like to class this as my easy access hiking gear. So while I'm on my way in to the camping spot, say if I'm at the summit of a mountain and I'm having a break and it gets nippy or the weather comes in, you don't want to be really wearing your down up there because obviously you don't want that to get wet. So I've got this little bag here in the top, right at the top, and this is sort of my, like I say, it's my hiking sort of bag. So it's stuff that I might need to add on or take away whilst hiking. So I've got a woolly hat, so it's a bit thicker than the Rab one in there, so I can just bash that on if I need to. And I've got, let's have a look, got a little snood neck warmer just in case. Then I've got, this is my Rab, what's it called now? Chrome carve or something. Chroma carve jacket. So it's basically like a bit of a skiing sort of jacket. It's not full on waterproof. It does take a bit of water, but It's really warm, even though it's not down. So it's just an all round nice jacket to have, say in the snow or when it's really cold. So I can just bash that on over the top of whatever I'm wearing. It just keeps me nice and warm. But that's not my main down jacket for when I get to camp. Like I say, that's just for on my way. I've got my skiing goggles here. Do you see these bad boys? So that's same again, if you're up on mountain tops, blizzard's coming in really strong. Wind, sideways wind and snow hitting you in eyeballs. And you've got these bad boys, you need to tighten them. And I made sure I got some that were suitable for wearing over the top of glasses. Obviously I wear glasses, so these can go straight over and they don't affect my glasses. So I'd say they're quite important, because if you're on the summits walking about, you don't want the snow with the wind blasting straight in your eyeballs. No way. And this also, if I'm on a multi-day trip, I know this pumps my air mat up, but just as a backup, this might break or it might die by the second night. So if I'm using my lantern all night, I've got the pump sack for the Thermarest. Fill it full of air, squeeze it, pump your mat up. So again, near the top, I'd say this is pretty important. I've got my micro spikes. They're not crampons, so they're not really for proper mountain climbing in the deep snow. You're going to need crampons for that. But I don't do no extreme bloody mountain climbing, proper mountaineering, not yet. I'd like to be with someone that's actually experienced. Maybe go on a little course and learn a bit more about that properly. So these are just micro spikes, so if you've got frozen ground, light snow, going down the iced over slippy rocks that have all covered in ice and down the paths, these will really help. They just hook over your boot and then the spikes just smash into the ice. Really decent then. And then they come in their own little bag. Ice snow grips. You get to your camp, obviously I've got my tent out bottom, tent poles, slid down. So in here I've got, obviously, you know, tent poles for Hilleberg Soulo Black Label and tent bag. So I've got 12 pegs there, which is what you need to set up the Soulo, plus 6 delta pegs, plus 4 of them snow pegs. So it's no harm in becoming extra prepared. So that's the shelter done. Right, let's have a look. I've just got a load of new dry bags, so I'm forgetting what's in what. Because I bought dry bags and they were all the same colour. And I was having a nightmare thinking what's in what every time, having to open it. So now what I've done is, bought ones multicoloured and I'm going to start trying to put the same stuff in the same colour every time, so I learn. So I know now that's my down jacket. So in here, that's my Forclaz down jacket from Decathlon, rated to about -10. So it just goes to show how small that packs away. It's worth noting when you come back from your trips as well, don't store your stuff how you would when you're going hiking or camping, wild camping like this. You want to hang it up properly, because if not, you're just compressing all the down. It's not good for down. Then here is my food. Right, I've got a thing when it comes to food. If I'm on a multi-day trip, for day one I usually buy something fresh that day. So it might be sandwiches or wraps or something I can just have cold that ain't gonna go off. So it might be a couple of sandwiches or whatever. And then I take 2 of these for the following day. So I've got a spicy sausage pasta and a Moroccan style bean stew. I've never tried that one, but I'm sure it'll be nice. I've got my coffees, hot chocolates, tea bags and coffees. And then for my tea, just a bag of cocaine just to keep me going. It's actually coffee, mate. Powdered milk. Poop scoop. Got to have that. This is just a standard bivvy bag. It's not great, to be honest. I've been looking at the Alp kit ones, so I'm gonna upgrade that. It does the job, but it's really small and I don't know how waterproof it is, so I wouldn't use it on its own out of the tent, but it's alright to put round your sleeping bag, just to keep your sleeping bag away from the condensation that obviously forms throughout the night. So that's my bivvy bag. Then, I guess this is a bit of a luxury. If you've seen Bushman and Blues channel, or you've recently seen the Soulo Summitier channel, because he's got one of these as well now, this is a Thermarest Trekker chair. So it works with your air mat and it acts as a seat, a chair, obviously, including the name. I'll show you that anyway on the actual next trip, next time I use it. My Thermarest Neo Air, makes sense, that's my air mat, X-Lite. I shouldn't have it back to the camera, should I? I'm struggling for room here. Then my cook kit. Imagine if this wasn't recording now. I've just had a little blip in my head. It will be. Fucking better be. Cook kit. Gas holder. Soto Summit mug. I've got my gas. This is a 200 gram gas, I think. 230 or something. It's in a little gas cosy, keep it warm in winter. Got my Lixada titanium boiling pot. Some more bog roll, just keep that bottom that sort of stuff rattling about. Then my stove of choice, the Soto Windmaster, and the lid. So I've got my table, this is from Outdoor Gear Essentials, it was made by the Novice Wild Camper, right there. And then this is the main dry bag really that I use for most of my stuff. Down pants by Naturehike. Got some down gloves, look like bloody boxing gloves these, don't they? I didn't realise that when I ordered them in red. So these are just down filled gloves, good for wearing in tent, really warm, get really warm really quickly then. This is only just once you get in your tent, wrapped up for night. That's what this bag is all about. And obviously clothes for the following day. So I've got a little lightweight fleece there. I might sleep in that if it's pretty cold, which it's going to be because it's winter. Then I've got thermal pants, same again, that's what I sleep in. And then clothes for the following day, 2 pairs of bockies, a t-shirt. I'm really running out of room. Socks for the following day, and down booties by Naturehike, down shoes, down socks, whatever they are. I really like them. My Trekology Airluft 2.0 pillow, cracking bit of gear. Sleeping bag. Yeah, I've really got room. I was going to do this outside, but it's blowing a gale out there and bits of rain and that. I just didn't want all my gear. Imagine walking past. Imagine if I were in woods, at a place where I do a bit of recording, and someone walks past and just sees this laid out. They'll think I'm going to the jumble sale. Hopefully this is still in shot. So I'd say that's quite a lot of kit. Yeah, it's all in shot. So that's quite a lot of kit to be taking in one little bag. But it's 3 days worth, everything I need. Like I said, the only other things that I'd bring is food for the day whilst hiking. So obviously I know this is not enough food for 3 days, but yeah. And then just a couple extra snacks and that, which I just keep in my So yeah, that's my kit. As far as walking in, hiking is concerned, I'll always wear a decent pair of pants. They're not waterproof, but they're sort of water resistant, take a bit of water. These are Revolution Race. Got these in a few different colours now, so I really like them. Whenever they're on sale, bash, I just get some more. I like to wear a long sleeve sort of base layer, so this is just a standard Nike sort of running top. Got a bit of extra padding here, so so a nice bit of warm. I don't like to be too warm while I'm hiking, so I'll never wear like big coats and that. And over the top of this, I'll just chuck something like this little lightweight Rab jacket. Oh, I've got a little North Face one here. So this just takes the wind off. Same again, it's not waterproof, but it's just good for the wind. I've got the waterproof there. Sometimes if it's raining from the off, you'll see me just wearing that. Because if I know it's going to be raining, there's no point pissing about having to get your waterproof out. Might as well just wear it from the off. So that's about it. If you think there's anything that you think I've missed, please let me know. Put it in comments. But this is what I'd pack. I'd double check before I go. I've got a list just to make sure I've got everything. This does me. You'll have different bits of kit, I'm sure. Obviously there's so many options out there. This is just something that I've accumulated over time, slowly upgrading my kit, slowly upgrading my sleeping bag, upgrading my sleeping mat. Like ideally I'd want the X firm, but I just can't afford that right now. And what I'm using at the moment works for me. Should have all these loose when you're packing. There's someone at the door again. What is going on? Hi, pal, you alright?
Alright, there you go.
Nice one, mate. Cheers. Jeez. More people at the door. Right guys, so that wraps it up from me. I hope you've liked this video. This has been my winter loadout. It's been a bit of a detailed one. I'm not sure how long this video's been. I'm all set, ready for a couple days in the mountains, and I cannot wait. So in the next video you'll see it'll either be the first impressions video of the Hilleberg Soulo Black Label, or it'll be me up a mountain for 3 days, 2 nights, having the time of my life. Thanks for watching, peeps. If you hit like, that'll really help. Drop a comment. If you think of anything that I might have forgotten, drop a comment. It might be too late by then because I might have already gone on this trip by the time this video's out, but I'll know for in future. And if there is any bits that I do remember that I've not added, I'll put them in the description or something. If you follow me on Instagram at Good Bloke Outdoors, give me a follow on there. Drop me a message if you fancy a chat about kit or wild camping or what like that. I don't mind. And hit that subscribe button most of all. If you want to support the channel and pay towards some petrol towards these Lake District trips, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description and I'll pin it in the top comments as well. I've been Liam, you've been watching Good Bloke Outdoors, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. In a bit. Imagine if this wasn't recording now and I've been sat here for the best part of an hour like a complete bastard.